So everyone, we have to talk about what just happened today. Hasbro is getting the Zelda toy license. How is this happening, and what does this even mean for Jack Specific? We're going to break it down right now. So today, when I woke up, it was revealed that Hasbro is going to be making 6-inch figures coming out in 2027. Now this is really exciting. I don't know if any of you guys remember, but I put up a video on the channel a couple weeks ago where I talked about when we might see the Zelda movie trailer. And one of the big things I mentioned in that is that they might be trying to get it out before Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, with this news, it's very interesting because these figures are going to be revealed at Comic-Con. We're going to see what they look like from Hasbro at Comic-Con. It's entirely possible, if these figures are based on the movie, that I don't believe that Nintendo or Sony would want movie toys leaking before, like, the actual trailer. So it's entirely possible we might be getting the Zelda movie trailer sometime in the next week at Comic-Con or Nintendo Direct. I wouldn't be surprised if it's revealed at Comic-Con and Nintendo Direct simultaneously. And then they put it right before Brand New Day. Because again, Brand New Day is a big Sony movie. And let's be real, we all hate Sony right now. I'm definitely one of the people who do. But unfortunately, they're helping to make this Zelda movie. Oh boy. But if they are making the Zelda movie, and they are, they're definitely going to want to promote the heck out of this thing. Because Sony, as stupid as they are, knows that Nintendo and Zelda, it's just too big. And I do think that's why we're getting Hasbro figures. I think they're taking that page out of the Spider-Man Marvel Legends book where they make Hasbro figures, although I don't know if Sony really has anything to do with that because they only really own the movie to Spider-Man. I've said, every time I make a Zelda video, I wind up talking about Spider-Man. But anyways, this is very exciting news. And, you know, I was someone who used to collect Marvel Legends a lot back in the day. I don't really collect them much anymore, and I did have to sell off some of my collection a couple of years ago. But Hasbro, when they do write on a figure, they're really good. But sometimes they do cheap out, so I'm not going to lie, this isn't going to be all sunshines, rainbows, and happiness. But I am excited for it. I'm very excited, right? I'm excited to see some double-jointed, pinless Zelda characters as the norm. That's going to be very cool. With that being said, though, you know, these do suggest they're probably going to be movie figures, but there's nothing to say exactly that they 100% will be. I suspect they'll be similar to the Star Wars Black Series or Marvel Legends collection. It's entirely possible, too, that Jax will keep producing stuff because we don't know for sure how the Zelda license worked. I assumed it was a master toy license that fell into Nintendo, kind of similar to how Marvel and Star Wars are. But there are some, like, toy companies like Doctor Who, for example. You know, Doctor Who toy license is with character options, but we're going to be getting toys from an American company being revealed also at Comic-Con. I don't know what it is about Comic-Con this year, but they're revealing all the toy news. So it's entirely possible that it's something like that, where they can just kind of split up the Zelda license whenever they want to, or maybe put in different categories. Maybe Jax, you know, maybe it'll be a McFarlane Spin Master situation where Jax is the kid stuff and, you know, Hasbro is the adult collector. And I gotta say, as someone who's collected the Jax Link and Zelda figures for over 10 years at this point in my life, I'm a little devastated because, you know, these Hasbro figures are going to be 6 inches. They're going to be a lot bigger. They're not going to scale with anything we already have. And that is devastating as a collector. But at the same time, Jax doesn't do anything with the Zelda toy line. And I remember actually talking to someone online about this a while back, and they're like, well, actually, Mark, it's Nintendo's fault. Nintendo won't let them make toys. And I'm like, I don't know if I really believe that. Like, because when you look at Jax, they do so many weird decisions, like with Mario and all the Nintendo characters. And maybe it is Nintendo. Maybe Nintendo's like, Jax, you better not produce any action figures and make us any money. But seriously, like, it is aggravating then when you look at, like, what they do for Mario, what they do for Sonic the Hedgehog, what they even do for the freaking Simpsons, but we can't even get, like, one Zelda-themed playset, you know what I'm saying? We can't even get a proper Master Sword from them. So, while I do hate it, and we're supposed to be getting a Stalfos this year, and I'll definitely be picking that up, that will be our first Zelda figure in 3 years. And, you know, even back in Jax Prime, when they were making ocarinas left and right, like 10 years ago, they weren't doing full waves, so it's going to be very weird to walk into Walmart and Target and see a full wave of Zelda Hasbro figures. You know what I'm saying? I'm very intrigued by this. And last but certainly not least, this is a multi-year deal. And I do think that it's entirely possible that while these first figures might be based on the movie, they could be based on the video game. Mind you, this could just be a video game announcement wave, which would be freaking cool. I do think Hasbro is going to wind up with both. I do think they'll be making both movie and video game figures. So mind you, I don't think this is going to be a situation where it's just one or the other. I really do think they're going to be in both. And I plan on putting a video up later on the channel talking about what I want to see them make. You know what I'm saying? Like what figures I want to do if they're if it is video game based. But yeah, I'm very excited. And what do you guys think? Do you think it's possibly we're getting the movie trailer for Comic-Con? Do you think that we're going to see some footage from this movie soon? And are you excited? Are you excited that Hasbro, of all companies, is going to be making these? Because, you know, I have a love-hate relationship with Hasbro for so many reasons. They're a very cheap company in some aspects when it comes to how they release figures. They'll often release like Superior Iron Man. They'll release him an accurate paint job so they can go back and release the accurate one years later. And I do hate this about Hasbro. But at the same time, too, when it comes to 6-inch figures, nobody does it better than Hasbro. You know, it's one of these things where I really hate them, but at the same time, these guys are the best of the best. And yeah, this is just really cool.